Luke. Hello, Lee.
Good morning, Luke. Luke. Oh, Robert.
How are you?
Good to meet you.
Well, I see everyone's on time.
We're ready, Mr. Daly.
This is it, gentlemen. Will you follow me? Mr. Spencer.
5 minutes there. Everyone settle down, please.
What do you know about television? I do too. No, I'm serious. It starts in 5 minutes. And look at this picture. It's making me dizzy.
Well, let's see what I can do here.
Oh, I've tried everything. It doesn't make any difference.
There you go. Perfect picture.
It's a miracle.
Well, if I've come at a bad time.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You said over the phone it had to be in person. You've analyzed the fingerprints?
Yes, I did, and I think you're going to be quite surprised. Once the fingerprints were lifted from the glass, I just put them through Robert's computer.
He knew about it?
Of course not. This is just between you and I. Robert won't find out. Even if he does, I don't think it'll make any difference.
Why? What do you mean?
You ready for this?
I'm sitting down. If you want, I can lie down.
No, it's not quite that earth-shattering. Sitting down is fine. The fingerprints that we got from that glass that you gave me were definitely belonging to a Dr. Grant Putnam.
Grant?
Yes, they said there's no mistake.
They?
Yes,
They?
the
Who's it
FBI.
they?
I checked their master file for references. Everybody who's ever applied for a passport has their fingerprints in that file.
You're right, Holly. This is a surprise.
What was Grant doing in your art class?
No, he was never in my class.
But I thought that's where you got the glass.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought so, but I guess not. No, I know.
What?
I know. Well, I brought the glass home. I left it in the bathroom. I must have just picked up the wrong glass.
One that Grant had used.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Holly. I put you through all this trouble for nothing.
Well, not necessarily. If you get me the other glass.
No, too late. We have maid service every day. They change the soap and the towels and the sheets.
And the glasses.
And the glass.
You never told me quite why this was so important to you. Why was that glass? You seemed so upset about it.
No, it wasn't. I wasn't.
Well, then why didn't you want Robert to know about it?
I didn't care.
Oh, Celia, come on. Less than 5 minutes ago, you were upset that he might find out about it.
I was embarrassed.
About what?
Circumstances.
Such as?
Silly. Not anything worth discussing.
Well, not now, anyway, because the show's just about to start.
Well, I never knew you were such a big TV fan.
Oh, well, I am today. Robert and Luke are going to be on Port Charles today. I really have to watch this, and then I'm going to go to the studio and pick up Robert.
I thought you said Luke will be there.
Yes, I'm not really looking forward to running into him.
Well, then why don't you get Robert to take a cab?
I would, except that we have to make a quick appearance at the Policemen's Benevolent Association benefit.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yes, all the excitement is going to be on this show.
Well, I guess I won't bother you then. I have to go back to the hotel anyway. See you later.
Okay, bye.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Ted Daly, and welcome to Port Charles today, where we are very pleased to have two very special guests. Robert Scorpio, Port Charles Police Commissioner and our guest of several days ago, and Mr. Luke Spencer, presently proprietor of Luke's Place, the Waterfront Casino, and a candidate for mayor of Port Charles. Any comments at this point, Mr. Spencer, on your opponent?
He's a fine man and a friend of mine, and if I weren't voting for myself, I certainly would vote for him.
I understand a major issue in this campaign is gambling.
Well, that's what they tell me.
During Commissioner Scorpio's last visit to our show, he talked about the danger of a criminal element attaching itself to your enterprise.
My campaign?
Your casino.
Ah. Well, I'm sorry. I must have missed that show.
You no doubt heard about it, though.
Yes, I did hear about it. Apparently, Mr. Scorpio got right up there on his soapbox. As for this mythical criminal element that he says that I'm bringing into this city, I must say it doesn't exist.
You're denying, then, that your casino was raided for drugs?
Oh, it was raided. That is correct. It was raided. The reason, you would have to ask Mr. Scorpio.
Mr. Scorpio,
Look, I'm not making any accusations here. All I'm saying is that a casino, such as Luke's place, has the potential to attract a criminal element.
Getting back to the drug...
Look. Now, a man was arrested for possession of drugs. An investigation had to be maintained, so we found in the best interests of the public to close the place for several days.
An investigation which, since Mr. Scorpio isn't going to add, I certainly am going to add, found no other trace of drugs or any illicit activity.
Still, an investigation had to be made.
Is that right? And for what reason? You need evidence for that kind of behavior. Exactly, what was your evidence?
Drugs were found on the premises.
You planted those drugs and the whole town knows it.
Look, I thought there wasn't going to be any mudslinging here.
I'm just clearing up a few facts. As for this raid and the subsequent investigation, it was nothing more than personal harassment to me and to my business.
That isn't true.
There is a lot of evidence to the contrary.
As for a reason for this harassment, Mr. Spencer, do you have any? Surely you have some theories.
I think you should ask Robert.
I'm asking you, Mr. Spencer. Do you believe this alleged harassment has something to do with the commissioner's wife? And
Now,
the relationship
wait
you
a
have
minute
with her?
here.
I think it's a fair question.
Well, I don't.
Robert's right. There's no reason to bring her into this.
Not even if it's relevant to your rivalry? After all, Mr. Spencer, you did have a rather widely publicized relationship with Mrs. Scorpio.
Listen, I told you that she had nothing to do with this.
You were all friends, though, right? You, the commissioner, Holly. It's common knowledge you had plans to marry Mrs. Scorpio before you disappeared.
Mr. Daly, that was a long time ago.
Still, isn't it possible that the problems between Mr. Scorpio and yourself have less to do with political differences and more to do with the jealousy that would emanate from a love triangle such as this?
That, sir, is preposterous.
Mr. Scorpio.
On that issue, Mr. Spencer and I are in complete agreement.
Perhaps I should invite Mrs. Scorpio to visit our show. You could always ask. I may have to if you gentlemen continue to evade the question.
I don't even know how we got onto this subject.
It's very simple, Mr. Spencer. You've accused the commissioner here of harassment. I'm simply looking for a motivation for that harassment.
And I'm telling you, Mr. Daly, you're barking up the wrong fire hydrant.
That you believe that search, that investigation was for something else. If not drugs, what?
Well, I don't know.
Look, we've been over this question many times, and I see no reason to continue harping on it.
The reputation of my campaign and my establishment is at stake. I want the air cleared. Nothing illegal is occurring or has occurred in that casino.
Mr. Scorpio, you've made it quite clear you're supporting Lee Baldwin.
That's correct.
You support his stand on the issues? You like his platform? Or is it a case of personalities?
A combination of all three. Now ask him why he's so down on my campaign.
Well, we'll have to wait to get the answer to that question and others right after this.
Welcome back. We're just about out of time, but I do have one final question for our distinguished guests. Robert, Luke, you were once the best of friends, as close as two people can ever be. And now you're bitter rivals, all because of a woman. Or is it something else?
Well, I guess you could say, Ted, that all things must pass.
Luke?
For whatever reason, things like that can happen in a friendship, and I suppose Robert and I are proof that nothing lasts forever.
This doesn't bring you any sadness? Either of you? Yes. Well, that concludes another edition of Port Charles Today. We hope you enjoyed our guests. I'd like to thank them for being with us. We'll be back again tomorrow night with the Reverend Samuel Heck, a controversial faith healer. Until then, good night.
We're off.
Hold my place, okay?
Hello?
Holly, it's Jackie. Any statement for the press?
I think you know better than to ask that.
Oh, don't tell me you missed the show.
I saw it.
And you have no reaction. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, your husband and your ex-lover lock horns in front of a citywide audience. I mean, your name comes up as a possible reason for rivalry. And you have nothing to say? Come on, Holly. You must have some opinion of what's transpired.
Just one.
I'll take anything you got.
Great. Take this.
The word digression comes to mind.
Well, I had no doubt they'd bring up the gambling issue and the raid. But all of those personal questions.
That's what he said about Holly I wasn't quite ready for.
Well, got to tell you, I didn't realize this was this kind of a show, and I'm surprised.
Well, I'm not. I'll tell you, I've never seen a campaign where there wasn't a little mudslinging. That's what sells the news, and that's what gets votes.
Not in my campaign, Scotty.
Yeah, well, fortunately, you don't have to do it because it can be done very, very subtly.
No, Scotty, now I'm warning you. This campaign is not going to be like that.
On this point, I have to agree with Lee. I want to stop Luke, too, but there's got to be a legitimate way to do it.
All right, fine. If you two change your mind, I'll be around.
That's true. Just hold it. He's gonna be. Oh, well, well.
You'd better be getting on to the benefit, darling.
Well, I'll...
Of course.
That's you, John. Leave.
I was waiting for you. Aren't you going to come up to bed?
I was just thinking about the show today.
It doesn't bother me that he brought up my name. It was inevitable.
Well, it wasn't that exactly, love. It was something that was said about friends becoming bitter enemies.
Nothing ever lasts.
What?
That's what Luke said. Nothing ever lasts.
Well, the point is he does have a fact. Good friends can become bitter enemies. Too much has been said that can never be taken back. And after all, Daly hit it on the head when he said, I stole my best friend's girl.
You never did any such thing.
Isn't that funny? That you and I are the only two people that really understand that.
Luke knows. Oh, he'd never say it, but in his heart he knows. He also knows how much I love you.
Do you?
Of course I do. That's why
You married me?
That's why I stayed with you. I had the choice, and I chose you. And you're never going to lose me.
Still, you know, I feel as if I lost something today.
Yeah, of course you do. It's the end of an era. The old team is split up. Maybe at the same time we all grew up a little bit. I don't know.
I do. You're right.
You know, that empty feeling, it'll go away.
What empty feeling?
The one that comes when you lose a friend.
I wouldn't know about that. You see, I still have you. We still have each other.
That's something we can both be very happy about.
I know I am. Holly,